What's going on, friends? It's Anton Daniels, and I gotta have a conversation with you guys about Tiege Hanley because you see how the sun is hitting me. This is no finesse, no makeup, no filters, no none of that. This is 100% Tiege Hanley. I use it in the morning as soon as I get up, right after I pray and brush my teeth, jump in the shower, and I'm hitting the streets because you never get a second chance to make a first impression. So even though they're giving you 40% off your first order, 20% off for life, even though you may get a free gift, forget all that, right? Because we would do this even if it was full price because it's worth that much. I'm in the streets, I'm kicking it with people when I see Dusties everywhere. You don't want to be them. You want to separate yourself. And the way that you separate yourself is self-care. Ladies get it for the fellas. Fellas don't wait for the ladies to get it for you. I'm about to hit the streets right now and I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling great. I mean, I already got confidence, but to have that extra boost of confidence, knowing that you've taken care of yourself and you set yourself apart from all of the rest of the sheep that's walking around making bad decisions on a daily basis. And it's reflected in their actions. It's reflected in the products that they use. It's reflected in the people that they follow. And so if you're trying to level up, if you're trying to make sure that you look good, they're going to send you the pack. They're going to give you all of the instructions on how you're supposed to use it. Then make sure you get your Tiege Hanley. Again, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. Get your free gift. Make sure you tap in with your boy Anton Daniels because Unc is never going to lead you wrong. I would never have you use a product that I don't use myself. Again, they've been rocking with me for a long time. Make sure you get your Tiege Hanley. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you guys later. What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. Thank you for tuning in for another edition of the Millionaire Morning Show. I'm your host, Anton Daniels. We in the building, y'all. We are in the building. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. You guys are the greatest audience on earth. Decided to give y'all the day off. Yesterday. And I was thinking to myself, I didn't like it. I'm going to just tell you right now. I didn't like it. I wasn't a fan of it. I wrestled with it all the way up until the last minute because you know me, I don't like to take days off. And I said, you know what? I'm going to give them an opportunity to be able to chill with their families because I know that it's a lot of people that also tune into me while they're at work and they do all of that stuff. And so I kind of forced y'all hand to go and take care of family business. So that also forced me to focus on family business also, you know what I'm saying? But we are here. We will be doing a makeup show tomorrow. I mean, I'm sorry, not tomorrow, Saturday. We will be doing a makeup show on Saturday. So don't think that you off the hook. Yes, we still got to take care of business, and yeah, we still on it. So couple different little housekeeping items, and then I want to read the cash apps, and then we're gonna go into super chats. So yes, we are doing a makeup show on Saturday. That's number one. Number two, I also want to say that I plan on doing a live stream, the budget video live stream for Patreon members. Before we go into the new year, I plan on doing that on Sunday. All right. So we're going back to back. If you're a bag chaser, if you're a Patreon member, it's going to be a phenomenal, phenomenal live stream. I was just going to do a video. I may still consider doing a video. But more importantly, I like to interact with the people and take questions and all of that stuff. So, yeah, I do plan on doing a budget live stream on Sunday. All right, Sunday, we're going to do that for about an hour and some change, because I know that people have questions and it's going to be on. All right, so again, let me back up and let me say it again for y'all in the back. Live stream Saturday, Millionaire Morning Show. Budget video live stream Sunday on the Patreon. If you're not a part of the Patreon, not a part of the Bag Chasers, the link is in the description. And it's also pinned to the top of the chat. All right. So we're going to get that money. And I got greater expectations for y'all next year than what y'all did this year. I did not forget what I told y'all that y'all needed to do this year, but we're going to get inside of that on the Millionaire Morning Show. What other thoughts do I have? Oh, just a fleeting thought. I know I did the cost breakdown for how much it cost me to build my first construction property instead of buying them turnkey and then renting them out. All right. So the thing that I want to say to you guys is, if you are going to go down that path, whether you're building a home for yourself or you're building a home for a rental property or something like that for business purposes, stay away from these large builders. And I don't want to say no names because I don't want to get into all of that. I know that they got a lot of vested interest in it and all of that, but stay away from these. You know who they are. You know who they are. The large builders that build them in mass and stuff like that. They listen. I had an opportunity yesterday to go through some of these homes and look at some of the construction and the ways in which they do things. I personally take a lot of care and I put a lot of effort and I pay attention to the details, right? I make sure that we have the best drywall, that we get insulation everywhere, that we don't cut any corners. And one of the benefits of me working with an architect and a general contractor and being on site and paying attention to it in detail, because they just do it in mass, right? Is that I get the best people. I don't have just regular foreigners. No, I have people that are licensed, certified. They do this for a living. A lot of them are local and, they have family businesses. They've been in business for a long time, whether it's the tree cutters, excavators, plumbers, electricians, HVAC technicians, framers, whatever. I will tell you that when you get into these large builders, they cut so many corners. Those homes and those properties, those condos, they are so cheap. They are so cheap. Honest to God, they are so cheap. They are slicing and dicing. They are just like corporate America. It's a corporate company, right? These large builders are corporate companies. So, whereas you can get into the manufacturing process for manufacturing cars or whatever, and you know how they try to drive out all of the costs and then raise up all of the prices, they raise the prices based off of the market rate, but they drive out all of the costs by nickel and diming you. So, you're going to get cheaper quality products. Cabinet's gonna be trash. The way they frame it, how they insulate it, you'll be hearing the person right downstairs from you. Trash, 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 trash. I will never ever cut corners when it comes to my businesses, my properties, or anything that I do. So I just wanted to let y'all know that because that bothered me when I had been walking through. And again, I'm not gonna say no names because I know the platform is a little bit bigger than it used to be, so it has an impact. And I don't want these companies reaching out to me. But yeah, man, if you can stay away from these large builders, they are absolute garbage. Let me read some of these super chats and cash apps, and we're gonna go ahead and get started with the show. I want to give a shout out to LaShaw Tooks. I appreciate you. Patrick Hearns says, enjoy your channel and AMs as well. Be blessed. I want to give a shout out to Mike, that dude, my guy, ESDC. Dylan KO hit me with the Merry Christmas yesterday and said he's optimistic about a life-changing conversation with me. I also want to give a shout out to Mr. DJ. Shout out to Mr. DJ. And again, ESDC and Mike, that dude, y'all are some of the most consistent people I've ever met in my life. Thank you, guys. Thank you to everybody that support the platform. I also want to acknowledge a couple super chats, and then we're going to go ahead and get it popping with the show. Info, shout out to you. I appreciate you for the 10 ball, my friend. And then Stan Mansa says, salute, big dog. Salute to you, Stan Mansa. Thank you, guys. Again, we are going to be gearing up next year. I'm not sure exactly when we get into the studio. We had to expand our development timeline, holiday season, all of that. But we are going to be running it up, taking care of business, and we're going to be on top of it. All right. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm. That's your reasonable service. If you've been here more than once, go ahead and subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. We live stream Monday through Friday. With the exception of this weekend, we will be live streaming on Saturday also. All right. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Let me see something. Carrie Big Speak Soft says, you asked, Chad is my co-host for the show. You asked, why does the Chicago mayor not want to get rid of the immigrants? The reason is if it was not for immigrants, Illinois would have a negative population growth. Illinois already has a negative population growth. Already got negative population growth. The way you grow your population is to create a more conducive environment for the residents and for people to want to move there. You lower taxes, you increase revenue by incentivizing businesses to do business there with tax breaks. You lower property taxes, which make it more enticing. You increase the presence of police officers, which lowers crime. And then you focus on building up the infrastructure so that people can get to and from work without having to worry about extra costs that's added to it. That's how you increase revenue inside of cities. You don't do it by trying to finesse your way through immigrants by throwing all your taxpayer dollars towards people that's not contributed into it. You know what I'm saying? So it's a little bit different if you look at it from a business perspective. Anyways, make sure you hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. All right, let's get it popping. Quick Hits. Quick Hits is a segment of the show that we don't think that we need to dedicate an entire segment to, but we want to keep y'all in the loop on what's going on in these streets, all right? First things first on Quick Hits, and make sure y'all get that Tiege Hanley 40% off your first order plus 20% off of life. The IRS is scheduled to deliver over 1 million checks, and here's why.
Well, you might call it a Christmas cash stimulus. How does over $1,000 sound to you? Just receive it. That's what around 1 million taxpayers could soon be getting back from the IRS this holiday. Kelly Meyer is joining us right now from the wintry White House. Kelly, wait, how does this work? Who's on the list? Who's on the good list?
Yeah, free money. I think we got people's attention, Adrian. So remember those COVID stimulus checks? Well, this is for those folks who failed to claim a recovery rebate credit on their 2021 tax return. So people who left that field blank or filled out 0 when they actually were eligible for a credit, they could be getting a check. People who missed out on one of those payments or had received less than the full amount were able to claim this credit. So the IRS says it's distributing about $2.4 billion to taxpayers who failed to claim a recovery rebate credit. And the IRS said it discovered many eligible taxpayers hadn't done so. Adrian?
You know, I want to know who's on this cash checklist or the nice list for the IRS. Am I on the list? Are you on the list?
Yeah, so the likelihood here is pretty low. The IRS said most taxpayers eligible for the payments already got them. But for those folks who didn't fill out this claim, you don't have to do anything. The payments will go out automatically this month, we're told, and should arrive by direct deposit or check by late January 2025. The payments vary, but the max amount is $1,400 per person. The IRS plans to send letters to eligible taxpayers notifying them of this special surprise present. Adrian?
All right, Kelly.
So wait a minute. What year was this for? Is this for 2020 or 2021? I might have to do a little bit more research because I'm just curious. I don't remember which year that applied to. Was that 2020 or was it 2021? Tax year 2020, filed 2021? I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, if you are one of the people that left that blank, then you can look forward to getting a up to $1,400 if you didn't receive yours, up to $1,400 check. Now, I'm not sure if that was a threshold based off of your earning income or whatever. I don't even pay attention to it. It's not even something that I even look at that's applicable to me, in my opinion. I'm worried about bigger fish to fry. All right. In addition to that, there was a baby that was left in the middle of the road in Denver. Check it out.
It's more breaking news to get to here at 5. Quite a story. A baby left in the middle of the road on Christmas Day in Adams County.
There's so many questions. The 1-month-old abandoned in the median wearing only a diaper in this cold weather. Fox 31's Nate Bell getting some new information from authorities tonight. He joins us live now. Nate, what have you learned?
Yeah, guys, we're here at it's kind of the intersection of Pecos and Del Norte, north side of Denver. We want to show you this intersection here. This is where the Adams County Sheriff tells us that this morning they had gotten a 911 call. It was about just before 9:30. I just talked with the PIO, the officer from the Adams County Sheriff's Office, and they tell me that somebody was just kind of walking through the area. They happened to notice that child that was in a car seat in the median there. There's kind of like a raised median in the middle of the street. That's where they found him. They got him out of the road. They called 911. Detectives came out here. They were searching the area. I talked to one of the employees of the gas station across the street here. They tell me police came in and got that security footage as well. They're looking for anybody that they can. Now, not long ago, this is only about half an hour ago, the Adams County Sheriff put out there on Twitter and X that they were able to get in touch with family members of this infant. They are currently continuing the investigation. The PIO from the Sheriff's Office tells me that that infant is currently at the Children's Hospital. They're checking it out for any kind of injury. Obviously, they were out here in the elements this morning in the cold. It's obviously raining now. They were out of here before then, but they are keeping track of the infant's health. He said that it seems to be okay. Everything it seems to be in order, but they are in contact with with family members now, and they are still investigating whether they need to pursue any kind of criminal charges in this incident. Again, that child is safe. They are with the sheriff's office, and they are now in contact with that child's family. So
okay, so here's a question, because I know that we all got to be politically correct and we got to do things in order. Is there a question of whether we should have to pursue criminal charges for whomever it is that left this child in the median prior to it raining in cold Denver? Remember, this is Denver, Colorado. Is there any question of whether we should pursue charges or whether that child should go back with the family? Everybody is not meant to have children. And I've been having this conversation for a long time also. Everybody is not meant to have children. I know that we can say everybody can do what they want and show body your choice. Okay, well, what happens when you then bring somebody into this world that you leave in the front of the median? Anyways, let's continue. We already know the world. The world ain't just become evil. The world been evil, big dog. The world been evil. And then last but not least, we got to cover it. Beyonce had a Super Bowl halftime show on both Netflix and the Texans, for the Texans yesterday. Check it out.
What's trending? So a lot of people are still in awe of Beyonce's electric halftime show during the Texans-Ravens football game on Netflix. Take a look at this. So Amanda Henderson, she shows us how it was a Cowboy Carter Christmas for fans, as for the first time, Beyonce, she performed songs from her latest album.
Well, we had no shortage of fans who wanted to come up to us and talk all things Beyonce. And it's clear after watching this halftime show, it's one for the Houston history books. These are the sights and sounds of the Houston Texans Christmas Day football community.
Texas all my life, but my family's from Baltimore.
It's the only game in town.
Oh, yeah!
Taking the walk with fans to the front of NRG Stadium, excitement is at an all-time high to see the Houston Texans and a local legend.
She is amazing, an amazing performance. Did you see her?
Susie Osborne is referring to Beyonce.
She came out with the whole performance before she even got on the field.
The Houston native's halftime performance has been the talk of the town for weeks. If you weren't here in person, just let the crowd noise tell the story of how it went.
Who else is going to do halftime? I mean, I think she should do Super Bowl again too, but hey, that's just me.
The 13-minute halftime show included a melody of songs and special guests, leaving fans elated, getting to share the moment with those around them, both friends and family.
You got to see Beyonce for the first time when you were 2 years old on Christmas Day.
While the game did not go in the Texans' favor, Houston was truly showcased on a worldwide level. So many people telling us they're just thankful to have witnessed what they're calling a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
You know what's so funny about this? I'm looking at the chat, right? This just shows you that there is always a big, massive difference, and that all of us got different tastes. And I don't know if we're all influenced by different things or what other people are saying. I did not watch it, all right? So I plan on catching it today because I want to have a conversation about it on After Hours. We definitely going to be live streaming on After Hours tonight. I didn't watch the halftime performance because I was busy taking a nap. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how it is. You get the food and then you go into a food comatose prior to going into the new year. And then we all set our New Year's resolutions so that we can fail at them by February. But I didn't have an opportunity to watch it. I will watch it, but there are so many differing of opinions. So I'm seeing this right now. I'm looking in the chat, and the chat is saying, oh man, you know, it was whack, it was mid and stuff. What I was seeing on other platforms and the sentiment from other people was that it was, oh man, it was a dope performance. It was sick. It was really awesome and all of this stuff. I only look at stuff from a business perspective, right? So my lens that I'm looking at it from is, what was the NFL trying to achieve? I think that they achieved it. People are falling out of love with the NBA, and traditionally, the National Basketball Association, the NBA, was top dog on Christmas. You get the Christmas Day games. Usually, it was the Lakers, Celtics, or whoever it was that was hot at the time, and those were the Christmas Day games. Nobody was really checking for the NBA yesterday. Nobody was checking for the NBA. And the NFL wants to take all of the fans from all of the sports leagues, and that is what they are successfully doing. On top of that, a lot of people are saying, well, Netflix got to do better. Netflix is doing incredible. If you are an investor in Netflix, if you own stock in Netflix, and which I do, then you know that Netflix long-term vision to completely replace TV with live streaming and upgrading its services, and this is just the beginning of it, between Netflix, Amazon Prime, so on and so forth, they are moving forward with taking a lunch of all of these other platforms. So you're going to have the big three. I think that the big three is always going to be Netflix. It's going to be Amazon Prime, because Amazon is subsidized by Amazon Web Services, and you're going to have YouTube. Netflix, Amazon Prime, YouTube. That's tier 1. Tier 2 is going to be the other streaming platforms. We don't even know if TikTok is going to exist. Facebook and Instagram, they're going to have to do something to incentivize creators to embrace that platform. I know that, it's always going to be tier 2, tier 3, and then it's the rest of them. But from a business perspective, Netflix won, the NFL won. I don't know whether or not the performance was great or not. I have to look at the performance, and we'll talk about it on After Hours. But Netflix absolutely is doing a thing and making a transition into sports and running up a bag. Ladies and gentlemen, that is your quick hits, all right? Let me read the super chat, and then we're going to continue on with the show. Sir, that commenter didn't know you had the heat. What commenter? What commenter are you talking about? I'm not sure what you're talking about. Anyways, I appreciate you, Levi Apparel. Thank you, my friend, for continuing to hold us down. All right, y'all ready to get back into the show? Wrath Unique says, can you teach me how stocks and crypto work? Tell me you're not a part of the Patreon without telling me you're not a part of the Patreon. Tell me you're not, or you haven't watched Stock Club without telling me that you haven't watched Stock Club. Unique. You know what's so funny about you? You came in here and you thought that you was going to jump the line. You came in here and you thought that you was going to jump the line. You told me, hey, give me a wrench and all of this stuff. All you doing is telling on yourself. You just got here and you don't even know about stock. You're not even a bag chaser. You haven't even been making the necessary investments in yourself. And you telling me that I'm supposed to be teaching you individually about how stocks and stuff work, but you're not even a part of the live streams that we do where we break down the things that we look for when we're looking to invest in a company that's on the stock exchange. How are you not a part of the bag chasers? How are you not a part of the Patreon? And you think that I'm going to be taking my time out individually for free when you can get it for little or nothing in the bag chasers and be making the best investments of your life? No, I cannot teach you individually. I can give you the pathway to become successful. And the first way to do so is join the Bag Chasers. Patreon is in the building. Go ahead, man. Do what you're supposed to do. Stop being dusty. And don't ask me for no more wrenches. You got a lot of work to do yourself. Only people that can get wrenches is people that qualify for them. It's not for everybody. All right. So listen, I gotta be honest. I gotta get to it. We gonna have to be real about what we talking about. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm. Look, dog, it's so much. I can't wait for these live streams that we got coming up. When I was breaking down what I set the precedent for this year, as far as the type of live streams and all of the stuff that we did in the previous years, that's available to y'all on Patreon. All right. I think that these next few years are going to be the biggest investment years of our lifetime. It's going to be the biggest investment years of our lifetime. If you are not, because the way that I break down real estate and the ways that you make money in real estate is more realistic. It's not pie in the sky. It's not like all of these people selling courses. I think that this real estate market is going to make me $100 millionaire. Honest to God. By, I believe it's 2030 or 2035, more than 50%, more than 60%, more than 65% of everybody is expected to be renters. We are going to control the market. When you see what has happened over these last 5, 6, 7 years with institutional investors taking up all of the market when it comes to building these homes and stuff like that. If you didn't see the writing on the wall, listen. I don't want to get into it. I don't want to play the game because now I'm about to start talking about Patreon level content. Now I want to get into that. All I know is if you're not a part of the Bag Chasers, then you need to do so because you're really, really missing out. All right, let's move on, ladies and gentlemen. Let's move on. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Shout out to all of my friends and family. I see y'all. Shout out to y'all after Christmas. Hopefully y'all had a phenomenal holiday season and Christmas, and you looking forward to blazing into the new year, and you're a part of the Bag Chasers and the Patreon. We will be live streaming this weekend on Sunday and Saturday for Millionaire Morning Show, Sunday for the Patreon, all right? Let's go ahead and get into the show. So I want to focus on something in particular today, and that is shoplifting. Shoplifting, all right? We will be getting into government waste. We will be getting into Kamala Harris and the Teamsters president, breaking down exactly how the Biden and Kamala Harris administration messed up. We will be getting into several different subjects today. But the first thing that I want to tackle is shoplifting, because it's too many sticky fingers out here. And I also believe the reason why this is important is not just because of Proposition 36. For those of y'all that may not be familiar, Proposition 47 lowered the barrier to entry as far as how criminals can operate in California, basically authored and supported by Gavin Newsom, y'all governor. And it basically allowed for people to continue to steal and destroy businesses and be in the favor of criminals instead of being in the favor of people that are doing things and abiding by the rule of law and paying their taxes, right? So they lowered y'all property taxes, or they lowered y'all property values. They ruined y'all communities. They let homelessness run rampant in California. They signed in the bill, Proposition 47, that basically was like a catch and release program for criminals. And so taxpayers eventually came to the conclusion, they said, listen, this ain't working. They finessed us. We're going to introduce new legislation in the form of Proposition 36. Now, we've been covering this on the Millionaire Morning Show for a long time now, but Proposition 36 was basically to roll back a lot of what they did in Proposition 47 that basically started to punish criminals for doing criminal things such as stealing and shoplifting. And none can better be exhibited than what you're about to see here right now.
A new viral video showing an accused shoplifter shocked to learn that she may face a felony charge for theft. The Southern California Police Department is now reminding folks about the new Prop 36 law that cracks down on low-level theft. Matt Finn live in Los Angeles to explain all of this. Memo to shoplifters. You can now be prosecuted.
That's right, John. And you know, here in California, we've reported on countless cases of brazen theft, shoplifting with no significant consequences. But last month, California.
Hey, before we get into the show, we know that there's agents of chaos, and I usually just let people rock. Moderators, I'm going to give you a long leash today. Because, for example, I see somebody, and the chat is my co-host, so I always like to interact with the chat for those of y'all that's new here. I see a guy named King Richardson, all right? If y'all want to time out King Richardson, feel free to do so. We don't want to time out people that have differences of opinion, but we want to time out people that are dusty today. We want to set the precedent for what 2025 will be, all right? No shoplifting, as we're about to see right here, and no dustiness. No agents of chaos on the Millionaire Morning Show, no dustiness. We welcome differences of opinion. We welcome people that have pushback, but we will not welcome people that attack people in the chat for no reason. Moderators, you have a long leash today. And if you find people that have not been here before, that just so happen to seem new, don't block them. Don't completely block them, but feel free to punish them. Pull out your belt, pull out your Gucci belt with that thick leather, that cowhide on them, and give them that wrench tongue lashing, and go ahead and put them in their place. Y'all have from now up until the new year, you guys have unprecedented access to deal with people how you see fit and to use your good judgment. Now, using good judgment, I'm expecting for y'all to be extensions of Anton from AntonDaniels.com. But you feel free to give these people the butt whooping that they need. If you have never seen them before, if they just so happen to come in here and they got some wild avatar on and they start just attacking people in the chat, tam them out. We don't care if they unsubscribe We don't care if they want to go their own way. Go ahead and give them the verbal tongue lashing that you see fit. From now into the new year, you guys have unprecedented access to deal with trolls as you see fit. Let's continue.
Voters overwhelmingly approved the new law, Prop 36, which rolls back criminal justice reform policies that critics say led to overwhelming crime. Police and prosecutors now have more leeway to charge crimes as felonies. Like this video from Seal Beach in Orange County. 3 women walk into an Ulta beauty store and then a Kohl's, casually stealing whatever they want, not even trying to conceal some of their stolen goods. Even after leaving the stores, the women, they're in no rush, but are surprised when Seal Beach police run up on them, and after a short chase, they arrest the thieves. Take a listen here as a police camera captures 2 of these young women talking about...
Oh, we love capturing Cleos. Y'all know what a Clio is? Y'all know what a Clio is? A Clio is this. Let me show you.
The thieves. Take a listen here as a police...
See them braids? Now, this just so happened to be women. Oh, I don't know what it is. It's something about a good Clio that get me up in the morning. When I see a woman that got cornrows to the back like Allen Iverson, I don't know, it just do something to me. It makes me feel as though I need to be a little bit more aggressive in how I deal with her, similar to a man. I don't know what it is about Cleos. Y'all know who Cleo was Queen Latifah's character and Set It Off. Cleo was Queen Latifah's character and Set It Off. When I see women that pilfer products from stores and they got them Cleo braids, I think that we should let police officers deal with them how they see fit too. Similar to how they giving these people a tongue lashing inside of the chat. I think that we should be letting police officers deal with Cleos how they see fit also. Let's continue.
Police camera captures 2 of these young women talking about their shock that they were arrested for a felony.
It's a felony? New laws. Stealing is a felony. And this is Orange County. They don't play.
The 3 women were booked into an Orange County jail.
Yeah, they fit the narrative. So listen, when you see 3 women all coming in back to back, and I hate that we got to do this, but we need to do stop and frisk. We need to get back to profiling instead of being politically correct. We got to get back to profiling. We have to get back to profiling. When I see them, baby, if I see 3 women and they got them furry boots on, them Uggs, if the Uggs is leaning to the side, to the left and to the right, or if they leaning inside to the left and to the right, and then they got them baby hairs, they got them eyelashes, watch them. Watch them. Watch them. Go ahead, zoom in on the camera. Hey, what do they call them people? What do they call the people that catch you stealing? Theft management or whatever it is that they doing? I think that is room. Look, see the one on the left? See one in the middle? They have all of the makings of theft. They got their bags. They all spreading out. Go ahead, call the police. Call the police before you even do something. Just go ahead. Listen, if you ain't did nothing, you ain't got to worry about it. I believe that we need to profile and stop and frisk. 100%. We need to have face recognition technology to automatically go and see whether or not they got a felony or a background problem. And just go ahead and watch them a little bit more closely. Loss prevention. Shout out to the people that know what loss prevention. Shout out to loss prevention. Loss prevention. You guys are the heroes of the season. Anybody that's watching this, of all of the thousands of people that's watching this, I want to give a special shout out to loss prevention, because loss prevention, you guys are so awesome. It's crazy. Y'all get in trouble and all you got is a flashlight. I see you. I see you. You know how tough you got to be to stop a criminal and all you got is a flashlight? You know how tough you got to be getting punched? Y'all be getting punched. They be running from y'all. Y'all got to work hard. Y'all do all of the paperwork for the police. I have so much respect for loss prevention, especially the people, um, especially the ones that try to pretend like they undercover cops. Look, the loss prevention officer that's inside of in the office that's on the camera work, their job is a little bit easier. But the one that got to walk around and act like he a normal human being, yeah, man, I'm just shopping. Hey, man, I've been seeing you shopping for the last 4 hours. Yeah, I'm just still shopping. No, dog, you lost prevention, bruh. You lost prevention. It's like an undercover cop coming in talking about, hey, man, y'all got some weed. Man, who is you? We ain't never seen you inside of this neighborhood before. Man, if you don't get on out of here, you a cop. You ain't no cop, Jay Reed. That's how I look at the loss prevention officers. They always got the same profile. They always look the same. They always got the same profile. They always look the same. They got them Wranglers on. Yep. First way to spot a loss prevention officer, Wranglers. Not Levi's, Wranglers. Yep, Wranglers. A lot of times they have on New Balance 407s. Don't matter what age they are, they always got on good support. Now they got Hokas on, but most of the time they got the New Balance 407s. Shout out to the loss prevention officers. You guys are the unheralded heroes that often at times get fired if you are too aggressive in trying to do the thing that protects American citizens and our taxpayers and our businesses from getting thrifted from. Let's continue.
On charges of grand theft, conspiracy to commit a crime, and resisting arrest. Now, yesterday in Bakersfield, California, Dustin Towery pleaded not guilty to stealing 2 scooters from a Target store. Before Prop 36, Towery could only be charged with a misdemeanor, but now the DA can and did charge this man with a felony, in part because he had...
Look at that. There you go. Look at all of those guys. Look at all of those guys. They all fit the description. None of them went to Turkey. You know what they got in Turkey, right? Turkey is the I need to get me some hair capital of the world for men. They might as well just say Turkey is hair club for men. I'm not only the president, I'm not only a user, I'm the president of the company. None of these guys went to Turkey. None of them. You see all of those bald spots, all of that stress that's getting on them? Possibly future meth heads. These are the guys that's going to be buying all of the meth in the community later. 100%, especially if you got a good head of hair. These are the future meth heads of America. But now they got to sit down for a while, and hopefully they get that life-changing event before they hit the street again, because he tried to steal 2 scooters, not 1 but 2. And usually with Prop 47, they used to just get a ticket and they just get released with a promise to appear. How you gonna make a criminal promise to appear in court to ultimately get in trouble? Now they giving them felonies, especially if you got a record already. We arrested you before. Okay, come on over here, John. Hey, Mike. Yeah, I remember you. You used to be captain of the football team. You took one hit of that meth, ruined your life. Now you over here stealing scooters. Have you ever seen the captain of the football team start stealing scooters? That happened to somebody that was in my class. He wasn't a meth head, but he wound up going to jail. Like, he was supposed to be this great prospect, got caught up with some hoes, all of that stuff. I'm not going to say no names. Shout out to you. Yeah, man. Captain of football. It's a hard fall. See, when you don't have no expectations, when they didn't say most likely to succeed in school, you ain't got nowhere to go but up. But when people can go back and look in the yearbook and they say, and see, that's why y'all got to teach y'all kids. Don't worry about it. This is the Millionaire Derailment Show. That's why y'all got to teach y'all kids to move in silence. We keep teaching our kids to be the most popular in school. But then, when she turned out to be a baby mama, we talk about them. Oh, man, you remember her? She used to have a bad body. Nah, she 280. Four baby daddies, 280. You brought attention to yourself. Nobody pays attention to the girl that was a late bloomer. Nobody was checking for her. Now she bad. She done filled out. She looking good. She taking care of business. She might become a senator one day. But it's that one chick that everybody wanted. All of them chicks are there. The one that said that she ain't talked to guys her age and she only talked to guys that got cars, that's older, that was molesting her at the time. Yeah, that's the one that's going to have 4 baby daddies. And definitely going to hit that 280 mark. before she go on TikTok and she go on her weight loss journey. But let's look at this from a different angle. I'm sorry. This is I know that the daycares may not be open because y'all home from work today. Let's look at this from a different angle. All right. This is the same women that was stealing.
California's new law that went into effect last week, Proposition 36, is now adding harsher penalties fitting for the crimes as California voters decided to be tougher on drug crimes, burglary, robbery. Seal Beach police releasing a video in time for Christmas showing brazen robberies from stores and then those thieves or would-be thieves getting caught. News Nation's Nancy Liu is live in Los Angeles with details. You know, Nancy, I was there for the celebration. There are a lot of business owners who've been hurt by the less strict laws in California. This is the image of the sheriff, Sacramento County.
Saying, Anton, when you going to Turkey? I'm rich. I don't have to go to Turkey if I want some hair. Boy, I ain't trying to get no discount. Y'all the only ones that keep going to Turkey to get your teeth. I stay right here in the good old US of A, where they are licensed. You keep on trying to fly back over to Turkey because they cut your head in half. Nah, man, boy, if I want some hair, I will be right here getting my hair treatment here in the United States of America with the best doctors and the best nurses and the best care. Y'all the only one y'all girls are the ones that fly out of town or fly to Miami and don't have money for the extra treatment, keep bleeding all over the house. They keep banning y'all from going into Airbnbs in Miami because y'all keep bleeding everywhere and y'all can't get the proper care. Boy, I'm not like you. I'm not like you. I'm going to be right here in the good old US of A. I ain't going to Turkey. I'm going to be here. I'm rich. I'm different. I don't need discounts. I'm not going to be on the plane looking dumb. You sitting there with your head half cut off. She sitting there on her knees on a Spirit flight. I'm different. I don't have to do, boy. I'm just going to pop up with some hair if I want some hair. I'm going to pop up with hair if I want some hair. And it's going to be the good hair. I'm not even taking my follicles from the back of my head. I'm taking my follicles from a good Asian. I'm going to take my follicles from a good My follicles is going to be different than you. They breed people for people like me. Do you understand that? We buy humans. We take we take people that were blessed and we take all. Have y'all ever seen that movie? It was with Forrest Whitaker. And they was like, boy, we not the same. We not the same. You know the difference between you and me? I'm not going to get into it. Let's focus on Steph right now, all right? This is going to be a fun show today. The rest of this year is going to be a fun show, and then we're going to get back to doing things a little bit more in uniform. But right now, we going fun today.
Sheriff Jim Cooper alongside Sacramento County's DA Thin Ho and business owners, residents, people were just fed up with the fact that criminals could just steal and get away with it. So not anymore, right, Nancy?
Not at all, Adrian. And Californians just desperate for change. And this is the justice Californians overwhelmingly voted for back in November. As you mentioned, it went into effect last week. So just in time for Christmas, police in Orange County delivering a video gift of Prop 36 in action.
It's a felony. New laws. Stealing is a felony. And this is Orange County. They don't play. That's why I asked what county is this. That's where I went to jail last year and got on probation for a year.
Police in Seal Beach sharing that exchange between two young women in the back of a squad car as one realizes that repeat offenders of retail theft can now face felony charges. The police video features surveillance from several locations.
Hey, y'all, feel free to time out Michael Holmes.
A Kohl's and an Ulta store. 3 women are seen carefully selecting and stealing nearly $2,000 worth of merchandise. One is wearing distinctive furry boots. The social media post Also includes body cam video from when officers chased the suspects down to take them into custody, all to the tune of "These boots were made for walking." Now, retail crime has been a persistent California problem for years, and now law enforcement can make more significant arrests.
Look at that guy that
of
was running through the mall. You know what the beautiful thing about timing people out? It's such a fun thing to do sometimes. Let's get off the retail stuff. We all know that Proposition 36 is the right step in the right direction. Ladies, stop stealing. We're going to continue to deal with y'all shortly. You know what the beautiful thing about timing people out is? The beautiful thing about timing people out, because, like, for example, if somebody is mad at you and they just wanted to leave or something like that, right? Then they would just leave. But the beautiful thing about timing people out is that you recognize that you've seen them, but when you time them out, it basically erases everything that they said previous to that. So it's like you never seen them. You know what I'm saying? Like, they wanted to be recognized, but they never gonna be recognized because I never really brought them to the front of the congregation. They just timed out. Listen, man, listen. I've been so nice this year. I've made a change for the better. I'm gonna read Super Chat shortly. I've made a change for the better. I've been empathetic. I've been trying to see things from both sides. I don't give a flying F, bro. I genuinely don't. I don't. I am the type of person that if you are in the middle lane, let's say me and you don't like each other, and you in your car and your girl is in the car and you got her in the passenger seat. I'm the type of person, because I don't like you and I'm in my big dog car and all of that, I'm the type of person to go, if I gotta pick a lane, the left or the right, I'm gonna pick the right lane to where your girl is on that side, and then I'm gonna do like this to her. That's the type of person that I am. You know what I'm saying? I'm like so petty in real life. I'm very petty. I'm super petty. Like, I don't care. Like, I don't care how dusty you are. I don't care. I am the type of person that will pull up on the right side of your car, because I know that that's the side that that your girl is on, and I'm gonna be on closer to her. And you in the Altima. I don't care. In order to make it in corporate America, I was born in April 13th. I'm an Aries. In order to survive in corporate America, you have to have something in you that cut off everything, because you got to be willing to fire anybody and everybody at any time. That's the type of person. Like, you know what my uncle taught me? He taught me that love is like a light switch. At any point, I can cut it on and I can cut it off. I can turn into a completely different person depending on how I feel at that time, depending on what needs to be done. My uncle told me that love is like a light switch. And at first, I was like, man, that's baffling. People couldn't understand why I said that I've never been hurt before, because I don't care. Love is like a light switch. At any moment, depending on what role you playing in my life, it could be different. In the 10th hour, it could be one way. In the 11th hour, it could be a completely different way. And I won't even blink. I won't even think twice. I won't even blink. I won't even think twice. I will have your chick in the studio enjoying life and having a phenomenal time and won't think anything about it, knowing that we changed her life when we send her back to you. I don't get emotional. I don't think twice about things. I could fire you tomorrow, and then by that afternoon, I could buy you a drink at the bar, knowing that you're going to get your car repossessed in a month. I don't care. I am one of the most savage people. That's why I got so many good people around me, is because they keep me tame. They keep me chill. They give me a sense of reality and responsibility to the community. Otherwise, Royal Heart. The name of the show is The Millionaire Morning Show with Anton Daniels. Time out Royal Heart for us. Hey, y'all, give me a round of applause for timing out, people. I don't care. I don't care. I don't want to be full of me. I want to be full of her. All right, I'm going to be nice. We going into the corporate bag. Anyways, let's continue on with the show. Yo, girl ain't never seen a good man before. Somebody got to show her. Let's continue on with the show. Let me go ahead and read the super chats. Shout out to Unique says, bet I got. See? I see you, big dog. Wealth Building Journey says, stop playing. 25 is either going to make folks rich or broke. There will be no in between. Either get in or be left out. Bag chasers today. Make sure y'all join the Patreon. Link is in the description. Eshawn says, AD, what are your thoughts on tech sales as a long-term career? I think that tech sales is beautiful. It's awesome. Tech sales is one of the most lucrative careers that you can have. Sales in general, let alone tech sales, is phenomenal. I love tech sales. You will learn a lot about yourself in tech sales. No excuse to shoplift. I hosted several toy drives, coat drives, school supplies, and food pantries. It was all good quality, free stuff. Stop. It really isn't any point to shoplift. People make it a whole career though. Callie thought it was cool to rob. 1,000 no felony. Yep. Not all heroes wear capes. Facts. High Tolerance says, good morning, AD. Unique is your modern day stand. On another note, loss prevention taking L's and jokers here in Texas and Florida. Fully booted up, tacked out with no heat, not even a good for some pepper spray. That's messed up. I love loss prevention. I got love for loss prevention. Oh, that's it. That's it. I'm about to pray, Jerry. Thank you, Jerry. Thank you. Let me give Jerry a round of applause. We didn't start this show off with prayer. That's because you missed yesterday. AD gonna have full head of Asian hair with a top knot. Yeah, I'm gonna have me a man bun. I think, you know what? I just came up with it. I think I'm gonna do a man bun this year. Kennedy Richards says, you're my first and now second ever super chat. I used to be a mall cop and we would assist loss prevention, but had to let criminals go in New York if it's less than $1,000 now. Popo does the dirty work for us. Shout out to my dog Kennedy. I appreciate you, big dog. Don't mind me. I appreciate you also. High Tolerance says, I see them 304s at the airport all day. You know what time it is when they riding around on the knee scooters. 25 on the knee scooter. No surgery on their legs. Let me find out AD coming through with the hair unit. Nah, no units. No units. We're not doing units. Boosters going on. I'm about to give me some hair this year. I've made it. You know what? The Millionaire Hair Show. That's what we doing. Boosters going on vacation and earning medals now. Shout out to J Ben. Leos are so handcuffed from doing their job, learn loss prevention, and know it's not worth it going out. Just IOD, just to arrest, shoplifter, knowing they be right back out the same day. Well, hopefully California is changing. AD and Aries, what does that mean? What does it mean when you're in Aries? I don't know what that means, Jerry. Anton, is there any been to get in what? Cybersecurity? No, you need to go to school in order to become and get your degree, your bachelor's degree. Anton doing a Tiege Hanley ad with Ice-T hair is going to be wild. Billy D. Daniels. I like that. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Tiege Hanley, 40% off your first order plus 20%. Let me throw up a prayer. Lord, for the rest of this show, bless me to be on my best behavior. Bless me to be focused, not just on entertainment, not just on doing things that's fun and makes me feel good, but the things that are edifying to the people that are listening to this live stream right now. Bless me to stay focused and bless the people to focus also so that they can receive this good work. I ask everything in Jesus' name. Amen. Y'all ready to continue on? I'm a new man now. The light switch is on. Beep. Light switch is on, y'all. Y'all ready to continue on with the show? All right, let's get it. You better pray for me. Are y'all praying for me? Y'all better pray for me. Let's go over to this. So I'd like to present to you guys Exhibition A. All right, Exhibit A. Exhibit A is a woman. We just gonna name her Keisha. Are you with me? We gonna name her Keisha. Keisha is the personification of a woman that is devolving into future criminal behavior. Now, we don't want Keisha to do nothing wrong, but Keisha decided that she wanted to go get a job, take advantage of her employer, and then do a little bit of pilfering. And then she tried to get a belligerent as a result of it, all right? Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. We're going to go over and see what Keisha talking about, all right? Let's go ahead. Let's skip all this part. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. Let me back up.
In Joliet, Illinois, where one Walmart employee's sticky fingers may not have been from Thanksgiving leftovers.
All right, Deja. So they got you on camera, basically taking money from the register, putting it in your pocket.
Money? Where?
Yeah. They got you on camera. Would you be able to empty out your pockets?
And my money.
Okay, can you take that out?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Our suspect.
What are the chances? Let's go by process of elimination right here. What are the chances that you go into Walmart as a cashier or any store or any retail store as a worker and you put on your vest? It's almost like a construction worker putting on that highlighter vest or whatever, right? Or if you were in school, you were a safety. I don't know if they still had those safeties. Maybe not some more because society has devolved so much. What are the chances that you put on your vest and then you put all of your money, your ID and everything inside of the Walmart vest instead of keeping it in your regular pocket or your purse or locked up in a locker? Again, what are the chances of you putting money inside of your Walmart vest separate from everything else that you got going on? Yeah, okay, I got you.
Suspect can be seen here pulling out some questionable cash from her vest pocket. Let's see what happens next.
That's it.
Do you have anything else in your pockets?
No, sir. I mean, no, ma'am.
Okay, I'm going to have you go ahead, place your items right there. I'm going to have you turn and face the wall right here. I'm going to pat you down. You got nothing on you?
Which pocket did you put it in?
Put your hands behind your head. Or like,
This one?
behind your head.
Police identify the cashier as 20-year-old Tiege Hanley. Walmart employees claim she stole money from registers multiple times. Investigators confront Tiege with evidence, and you'll see how that goes.
By the time that you get called to the back, they already got multiple different instances of you doing it. As a matter of fact, by the time that they call you to the back, they've already watched you do it on multiple different dates, and they're just setting your schedule up so that they can align the police officers to come in and arrest you. They know what you don't get called to the back when you do it. That way you get comfortable and you feel like it's pertinent for you to do it again. By the time you get called to the back, they already done got you 3 or 4 times on camera, at least.
I didn't take anything. I have my own money.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's on camera.
Can I see for myself? Please?
I'm going to show you the pictures just to show.
That's
there's
fine.
a camera like literally right above
I know that. Of course.
So here's the times that I guess you were taking it the other days, right? The other days? Okay.
I can't see nothing. I see me taking money out.
Tiege's asked to write a statement about what happened with the money.
What I'm going to need you to do is write a statement about why you have this money and explain to us what has happened on these previous days.
How can I know what happened if it looked like I'm taking money out of the drawer?
I'm just letting you know, it's all in video, okay? So I need you to write a statement about what has happened with this money that we have missing from your registers that you've been on. Okay?
Like, what do I'm confused.
So you right?
I hear him.
Okay.
I hear him.
Okay.
Usually people start getting frustrated. They realize that the doors is closing in on them. It's no longer conducive for them to remain calm and collected. I don't want to give any advice on you guys on how you guys can prevent yourself from incriminating yourself. I would like for you to continue to incriminate yourself. But y'all do know that y'all don't have to say nothing, right? There's nothing that you can ever do that's going to convince them that you didn't steal the money. They watched you on camera. They built the case against you. By the time that they called you into the back, they already had the police waiting for you. They were sure that they could prosecute you. You are going on the list. You are going to be going to court. You probably won't go to jail, like long term or anything like that, but you definitely are going to be on record. And it's a possibility that you won't be able to get certain jobs anymore because you decided to steal from Walmart. $30. $30. You sold $30 from Walmart. Now you can't even get the jobs that you want in the future. You'll never qualify. You'll never qualify again. And so then that's when it starts to get belligerent. But you don't have to say anything. Y'all could just be quiet. Y'all know that, right?
Like, y'all gonna make me mad. I'm being calm right now because I'm trying to see what's going on.
With our confused culprit growing increasingly agitated, it isn't long until the situation escalates.
Okay.
I'm confused. Can I put my stuff back up here
No,
now?
just leave him up there.
This is my that I bought for my money.
Okay, ma'am.
Write
listen,
the statement.
We're gonna.
This is
keep
my
your
stuff
out.
though. What y'all
Okay, right now you're in
mean?
custody. Okay. So I need you to get your stuff out. All right, just write the statement. That's fine.
Like, this is my stuff I bought with my money. Why
Okay,
can't I
so
put
then
it back
write
in
that
my-
on the statement.
I
so that
am.
we can, okay, you don't need to yell at me. Do what they're
I'm
told
grown
you to
as
do.
hell. Don't talk to me how I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to you how
Right now
calm.
you're still at work, so you're gonna
I
do
know
what
that.
work's gonna ask
I
you to do, and
am.
so write that
I
statement.
am, but
So
let them, my people, the people that I'm working for, let them talk to me, please.
okay,
Y'all
well,
don't
they
have
called
to.
us to assist, so now we're here. So now you're gonna write that statement.
Y'all putting on, like, come on, man.
Moments later, Daja gets a case of writer's block.
Just write what happened. It's already documented. It's already in
What
video.
I want to see what happened. That's why
I'm telling you what happened.
Y'all don't have to write anything. I just want to let y'all know. But I would like for y'all to write it because if you sold some money, go ahead and incriminate yourself.
I'm not talking to y'all, please.
I'm talking to you.
But I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to him.
I'm telling you what's happened. Okay.
Okay, but like, what?
Seen on
How
video,
am I-
taking money from the registers and putting it in your
So
vest
that's
pocket.
what y'all seen.
Okay.
And that's what I didn't do.
Okay. Well, it's on video.
Okay, I want
It's
to
on
see a video.
Well, I'm telling you. I'm telling you what's on video. Okay.
It's okay. I don't want to write no statement.
Daja's asked to turn in her work property when she comes up with a question of her own for officers.
I don't come here just to look at videos.
So what y'all finna do?
Arrest you.
Arrest me?
Yeah. So you're gonna do what they told you to do: is get back.
Why is y'all arresting me?
Because you're under arrest.
I can already tell this is not going to go well. I haven't watched it up past this point, but I can tell it's not going to go well. It's nothing like being arrested next to the Walmart sign, and the sign is doing this. It's nothing like getting arrested next to the Walmart sign. Almost feel like that's there to taunt people. Why y'all put that sign there? Why y'all ain't just had the wall clear? Who decided that they wanted to put that circly thing right there, and it's doing like this? That's like an embarrassment. This is a humiliation ritual. This is a humiliation ritual right here.
Arrest for stealing.
I didn't steal anything.
Okay, just take off your vest so then we can.
I can't stop watching a Walmart
Okay, can I
sign.
go home? I didn't steal. Like, I'm not even from out here.
You work hard.
Bro, don't touch me. I gotta get my.
You're in trouble.
Oh, I'm not even. Hold on, I'm not still shopping. Okay, I'm telling you. Okay. You just broke my. Okay.
Now you a victim. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys are not a part of the culture and the community, let me explain to you what's about to happen. And again, I have not seen this, but let me explain to you what's about to happen. Usually what happens in these type of situations, whether you're stealing from Walmart or you're cracking somebody upside the head and you're about to get arrested on the street, what happens is you start to scream and try to make it seem like that they're hurting you and that, oh my God, oh, you're killing me. Oh my God, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Oh my God, I can't breathe. You hurt my elbow. You hurt my elbow. You hurt my elbow. And the police is going to say, stop resisting. Stop resisting. You don't have to resist. Just let go. Let go and let God. Let go. Let God. Let go and let God. Oh my God, I'm trying to. You hurt my breasts. But you gotta deal with criminals aggressively. But then they're gonna be trying to call Al Sharpton, Ben Crump, Jay-Z. Well, Jay-Z ain't helping y'all no more because y'all turned on Jay-Z. Jay-Z used to be a heavy advocate for the black community and the people that was being arrested, bail reform and all of that. Jay and Beyonce, they ain't messing with y'all no more. Yep. If you are a person that was typing hard on TikTok that was saying, send Jay-Z to jail, Jay-Z ain't advocating for y'all no more. He not getting Meek Mill out of jail no more. Jay-Z has learned his lesson. Everybody turned on him. Dame Dash, all of a sudden, Gene Deal, he ain't got no more stories about Diddy, so now you about to talk about Jay-Z. Jay-Z not helping y'all no more, all right? So, there you go. You on your own now.
Hey, can I turn around?
Arm.
Stop resisting.
I told you. Stop resisting. Stop resisting. And they're going to keep screaming.
You want to get tased?
You want to get tased? Get on the ground. Give me your hands.
I didn't do anything. Put your hands behind your back or I'm going to tase you. You're hurting me.
I told you.
No, he's hurting me.
All we missing is the sniffles. All we missing is the sniffles.
Can I get my belongings?
Our suspect notices her nail was broken in the scuffle when things take another turn.
I'm trying to, like, what the y'all just overdid it. Ooh, you just literally broke my
32.
Oh, y'all saying I'm sort of out of y'all.
Blueprint A, B, C, D. Oh, man. We need to review more police videos on this channel every single time. Every single. Now they suing you.
What you mean?
Now go crazy. Yep.
Get against the ground.
I swear to God, y'all. Stop resisting.
I used to say that too.
Like, y'all did this, bro. Y'all.
When I would get into trouble, and after I got my whooping when I was little, and I got sent to my room or whatever, and I would be in there, and I would do it just low enough to where my parents couldn't hear, and I would go, ooh, ooh, when I get older. Ooh, 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 I can't wait. Ooh, I can't wait till I get older. I'm going to remember this day, and I'm coming for y'all. I'm coming for everybody that gave me a whooping. When I get older, I'm running away.
Y'all did this. Just calm down. Y'all freaking hurting me.
A lot of noise in the background. Did you say?
Calm down, please. Calm down. Damn, bro.
32. Stop the resistance.
You doing it. Stop. You white ass.
West Cup. 1 officer in there. Yeah, for West Cup, I'll put you on it. 32 is no rush.
This is when DeVete starts setting in.
You're good.
He checking his Apple Watch and everything. Wife got dinner on the table.
This bitch literally broke my nail, yes. Ooh. Ooh, bro.
We gotta grow out of this.
She's on 52 too. She's bleeding.
You did it.
You were
Why? No, I didn't.
Yes,
you did.
She said she promised. Well, we can't believe your promises anymore, man.
Stop tensing up your hands.
It burned, man. Like, I'm not doing any. Y'all already got me in the handcuffs. Where can I go?
You're getting an ambulance to get checked out. Just calm down.
What? Like, that don't even make sense. Y'all hurt me and then put me in an ambulance. What?
Yeah, we
You're
got
bleeding.
attention.
That's why you're getting.
Y'all did this, bro. After the fact, why did you?
Now remember, guys, that we all could have prevented this. You know how Smokey the Bear said, now you can prevent forest fires. We all could have prevented this by keeping the money inside of the register instead of in your pockets. All of this could have been prevented. We don't have to be sitting here talking about middle part bus sounds. You ain't got to be crying saying, ooh, when I get out of these. You ain't got to be worrying about none of that. All you got to do, come in, do your job, stop putting extra money inside of your pocketbook, thinking that you're going to go and get some new Jordans, Reeboks. We not doing that. We not doing. Keep your money inside of the register, no matter how enticing it is. Stealing is a crime.
Resist arrest.
I did it.
Okay.
I did it. I asked,
So
like,
you
can I
throwing the
get my
phone at her?
thing?
So you throwing your phone at
I
her?
got, my granny, my cousin granny that's tatted on me, G. I did not.
Don't nobody care about your cousin's granny that's tatted on you.
Wait, yo, did all that. After the fact, I asked her.
My cousin's granny that's tatted on me, G. Gotcha.
Medics arrived to check out Daja's hand. Hey, I want to thank Upside for sponsoring this box. Just
You want to go to the hospital and get checked out?
No.
Okay. How about we cover that up so it doesn't bleed all over, okay? Sounds good?
Looks like our suspect is getting her manicured. Let's jump ahead. Officers arrive with those belongings she mentioned before.
This is it.
John, you want to take that? Yeah, let's put it in your car.
I know.
Cool, sorry.
Look, you're good.
Oh, snaps. She got a bag. Listen. She been stealing. She been stealing. Oh, no. When you say all that's mine, nope. You been stealing. She been stealing. They only got some of it on camera. She been getting to the bag over there in Walmart.
We just gotta make sure there's no weapons in it.
Did you catch that? In true Walmart fashion, let's roll that back. Police discover another $100 bill in the suspect's purse. And that's not all.
We just gotta make sure there's no weapons in it.
Probably mace because I get on the phone.
That's fine.
Oops. And that's the locker. Y'all want y'all locker back? I mean, the locker.
Yeah.
ID in there?
No, she can do that.
I was saying, you got ID in your purse?
Yeah.
She's going on to Indiana.
No, that's not my ID. That's not my ID.
Where's your ID at?
It's with pink hair.
What is this one? Why you got Indiana?
It's my fake ID.
Is that the standard in the community now, y'all? I've never had a fake ID in my life. I've never had a fake. Is that the standard in the community? Because I see more women that say that they got fake IDs. Where are y'all getting this stuff from? Who is the fake ID man? And who do y'all know that's printing out fake IDs? Who is the fake ID man? Tell me who he is, because I need to know. I thought that your ID got barcodes on the back of it. I got my passport, the whole 9 yards. Wait a minute. You walking around with a fake ID? And she just said it out loud that she got a fake ID? Yeah, you need to go to jail, man.
Yeah, I know.
Daja admits to having a fake ID in her purse, or two?
Can I go through it myself?
Is this another? Oh, this is fake as shit.
Yeah. Can I go through it myself?
Nope, you're in custody right now.
I'm trying to help you.
I found it.
No, we good. We can figure it out ourselves.
Pink here. There you go.
No, you don't have to go through all my stuff.
I just gotta make sure there's no weapons.
Ain't no
That's
weapons,
it.
ma'am. I don't do none of that.
You just got fake IDs.
And you can put my IDs back in there.
Investigators look to recover that money found in the suspect's purse.
Was there another 100 in there?
There was. That's mine. That is mine. I just took my. I can show y'all the transaction that I just took my money out. My account.
Well,
that is mine.
When you
Literally.
When you go to court.
That is mine. I just took it out my transaction this morning.
Well, guess what? The bank has transaction history and all that stuff.
Yes, and I can show y'all.
Well, then you could print that and bring it to court, and then you.
But that is.
We'll bring it too. We'll bring it too.
What you mean? Bring it.
Nah, get Walmart their money back. Walmart won't. Wally World want their money back. We want it all. Every 100 that you didn't got out of the register, we want all of our money back.
I have a bill to pay, and that's why I took it out of my transaction.
You ain't got to worry about that.
And as for those fake IDs,
Get it out of your bank account. You show that transaction. We got our videos.
I thought bro.
Yep, so I'm taking them.
Oh, good. Yours, and we'll get back to you. Okay.
How I'm gonna get it back? I'm confused.
Somebody deserve a promotion for this.
Yeah, I do. I'm young. I'm 20 years old.
Okay.
I like to party. I like to.
Yeah, but it's legal.
Okay, I don't give a.
And that's how y'all get caught up. Perfect way for y'all to get caught up. It ain't even enough to ask a person for their ID no more. It ain't enough to ask a person for their ID no more. She too young to even be in the club, and they in the bar, and they in the club, and they ain't supposed to be there. You do realize that this woman has basically ruined her entire life. Her entire life, her entire existence. Her future is going to be, well, I don't even know if she was going to have much of a future anyway, but it ain't even enough to have a chick and ask her for her ID no more. You don't know what she is because she walking around with multiple different fake IDs. One of them with pink hair, one of them with black hair, one of them with yellow hair, one of them saying that she's 23, other one saying that she's 20. We don't know who you are, ma'am. We don't know who you are. And then we justify this behavior in the community by saying, well, she broke a nail.
Y'all can throw them away. Y'all got my real ID.
Nope.
Oh, no, they're not getting thrown away.
We don't
Whatever
know who
y'all gonna do it, I'm getting charged with it.
You absolutely are. That's forgery.
Okay.
It's felony charges.
Okay.
Felonies.
Okay.
You're not going to get a break sitting here fighting with officers.
Yep.
I'm not fighting. I was never even fighting them.
Felony.
I asked them nicely
Resisting
when I get
arrest,
my things, and they
forgery,
he right here,
theft,
he broke my nail at some more.
everything.
And you
put your
can,
hands behind your back when he told you to?
Okay. I was right here. When I was right here, I got up.
We got it
That's
on
when
cam,
he
man.
did
Don't
all
worry
this,
about it.
everything. I don't have to lie about that.
See how that, hey, you see how that humility started to kick in? When they start catching them felony charges, when they start showing that fake ID, when they start pulling out the money, now you calling me sir. Now I could just tell you to sit down and you will sit down. Now you be quiet. Now you be quiet.
That's fine.
He know what he is.
He knows the drill.
Chicago police never.
those IDs may be illegal.
That's what, hey, did you hear what she said? I'm going to play that again for y'all.
He knows the drill.
Chicago police never.
That's the problem. And that's the problem. This is why you cannot enable bad behaviors, because they don't even think that you would do anything and you in the wrong space. So when you go outside of Chicago, they going to handle you accordingly. If you win Chicago, they may call Mayor Brandon Johnson to let you go free. She says Chicago police would never. You see how she feel about y'all? Hey, Chicago police, you see how they disrespect y'all? You see how they don't care about what y'all, they don't even think y'all got no authority. Chicago, they don't even respect y'all. They said that y'all would never, they ain't got no respect for you. Chi-Town, stand down. Chi-Town, stand down. You see how they don't have no respect? That's why they be shooting at y'all. That's why they be out here disrespecting y'all. That's why they won't pull over. That's why they out here robbing people. They said Chicago police would never. This how they treat y'all as men. This is how they treat y'all as men. This is why you got to have power. What people don't understand a lot of times is that having money and having power and stuff, that exudes authority because you know better. Who you talking to? Who you talking to? See, but if you stand in her house, I'm talking to you. I'll put you out. That's what happens when you lose control. This is why y'all kids disrespect y'all. This is why y'all chicks disrespect y'all, because you have no power and authority. But when you got power and authority and you start to exert yourself a little bit differently, who you talking to? What? I don't even have to do nothing with my daughter. There she is. What's up, Les? Les, who you talking to? Come say hi to the people. Come now. We never get to catch you because you're usually at school. Come say hi to the people. Come. Hi. Yeah. Y'all finally got a glimpse of Les. How you feel, babe? How'd you sleep? I'm just reviewing somebody that's over here shoplifting. Yeah. All right, y'all. I guess we can go ahead and read some of the super chats and we'll move over with the show. Yeah, that's Les. Les saying having a good time. What are you about to do, babe? Okay, have fun. All of the people said, hey, Les. They got heart emojis in the chat for you. She says she love y'all. All right, y'all. Well, you finally got a glimpse of her. You very rarely ever get to see her, but that is Ghost Les. Les ain't trying to be on no camera nowhere. Anyways, let me go ahead and read super chats and we'll move on with the show. Y'all got jokes. Okay, I like it. Good thing she looked like her mama. That's all right. That's okay. That's cool. I got you. Don't worry. I got more jokes right after these super chats. Sean says, 80, do you think they should lower the age from 18 to 16 for these wild teens to go to jail for crimes? Oh, you go to jail, you just go into juvenile. No, I think that they should leave it. Listen, it's not about whether they should lower the law. It's the fact that they need to prosecute or they need to enforce the laws that's on the books. That's the problem. 80 pop out like Jadakiss. I'm playing Lotto. Shout out to y'all. She the type to backdoor. Yep, I agree. Those type of chicks will backdoor you all the time. I worked at Walmart 0607. Employees stay stealing all day long. That's why it's such a high turnover rate, because people can't stop stealing. Nitro Zoo says, for the ones who are needing IT and cybersecurity degrees, Western Governors University Accredited has a cost-effective IT degree program that are competency-based, not credit-based. The program includes certifications. There y'all go. Make sure y'all tap into the Discord. Link to the Discord is in the description of any of the most recent videos on the Patreon. Juan Guan Brethren, been rocking with you since the A-Verb interview. Shout out to my dog, A-Verb. I just talked to him the other day. Salute to you and your wife and daughter. Just your videos alone have changed a lot for me. Shout out to you. I appreciate you, my friend. Shout out to everybody that's holding me down, that found me however you found me. We here. T-Mac in the building says, I worked as a loss prevention earlier in my college years and was told specifically my job was 90% watching employees and 10% the customer. Costs more to prosecute a customer than to rid of a bad hire. That makes sense. The yikes balloon is diabolical debauchery. Shout out to J-Ben. And these are the same hoes that will call you broken dusty. Absolutely. You make whole YouTube channel on police videos. Shout out to you. High Tolerance says, only thing missing was Baby Jess crying with the frozen face. Wrath says, tell her I said, go get back. Abe the Hunter, I walk out there like a G if they caught me. Her co-workers probably laughing at her. Yeah, they got to give you the perp walk in front of everybody. Getting arrested for 2432 is wild, says Spaces. Modern day criminals act all tough, then turn into the biggest victims when the cuffs come on for the camera. My favorite line, y'all doing too much. Getting secondhand embarrassment. Nope, we got to get it. Get left or get rolled on into 2025. These are the ones that start selling box. She all the way out of here. I appreciate you. The jokes write themselves. Absolutely. J-Ben says, so she was the one in Akon section, huh? Bust down. Spaces said, from petty theft to forgery to assaulting officers, you getting all three charges. Her hairstylist needs to go to prison too. Her part so wide, I can see her thoughts. Oh, Danny. Dub Dad, shout out to you. I appreciate you. She had one ID saying she from Texas, Pearland, and the other ID saying Idaho over there. Man, listen. My dog, Fi Brown in the building, says Chicago PD would never, but ironically, she couldn't work at any of the Walmarts actually in Chicago due to them all being shut down to residents for high theft. That is a phenomenal point, my dog, Fi Brown. Live Your Purpose coverage says, it's sad because if she was a pleasant person, they wouldn't have done the extra. I abused gas points one time in undergrad as a cashier. Free gas, and they let me go because I was broke and a humble college kid. Yeah, attitude does mean a lot. It does take you a long way. Moon McDaniels in the building says, Anton, we're excited. You're coming to D.C. Where can I send your Trump merch? Everything is down in the description. My address is in the description. Country Boy Finesse says, what up? Learning a lot in the market. Market is up 42%. Shout out to all of the bag chasers and everybody running up a bag. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Let me just double check one thing to make sure that I ain't forgetting nobody. Oh my gosh. What is happening right now? First of all, I got to give a round of applause to Molly. Molly don't like no dust season. Molly stay holding me down on Cash App. Molly, you out of control with that. You out of control with that big dog Cash App that you just sent. I'm about to send that back to you. I don't like that. I don't like girls giving me money. I'm about to send Molly this back. Hold on. Let me pay this back. Let me send it back. You send it to me, I'm going to send it back double. You know what I'm saying? You send it to me, I'm sending it back double. How about that? Because we balling over here. Shout out to my girl Molly. I appreciate you. She going to try to send me all of this money. She sent me a bag. Molly going to try to send me a bag. You can't send me a bag. I send out bags. You can't send me a bag. I send out bags. Now, how about that? Oh, my God. Look at Chris James. Chris James, you out of control. You out of control. Big dog status. Big dog status. I can't. And listen, my people love me so much. My chasers love me so much. My chasers love me so much. Y'all are the greatest audience on the face of the earth. Shout out to Chris James. Shout out to Molly. Shout out to everybody that hold me down. When y'all get women that send y'all money, y'all come holler at me. When y'all get some women that send y'all some money, y'all come holler at me. We don't do Dusty over here. Let's continue on with the show. All right, y'all. We got to continue with the show. Biden is under fire for commuting the sentences of roughly 34 to 37 death row inmates. Of roughly 34 to 37 death row inmates. I want to see what y'all thoughts are on this because this is one of the rare few subjects where I'm a little bit torn. All right, I'm going to get it from both the liberal side, CNN, and I'm going to get it from the conservative side, Fox News, and then we're going to have a conversation. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Let's rock.
Turning now to the surprise action today by President Biden commuting the sentences of 37 of the 40 federal prisoners currently on death row, commuting those sentences to life without parole. Now, this comes, of course, before the president-elect who supports capital punishment takes office. The Trump transition team calling the move a, quote, abhorrent decision, adding that it benefits those, quote, among the worst killers in the world. Back with us, Jeff Toobin, who's the author of the upcoming book, The Pardon, The Politics of Presidential Mercy, and also U.S. former federal judge Nancy Gertner. Good to have both of you. Judge Gertner, I want to point out you were one of those 38 legal voices who sent a letter to President Biden asking him specifically to commute all the sentences of those on federal death row. How do you feel about this decision to commute all but 3?
Well, I think the decision to commute,
thank you, Angela,
even the numbers that he did,
shout out
was
to Kicking It With
terribly
a
important. There are all sorts of challenges to the death penalty that have been growing over the years. The concern that innocent people are being executed, the profound disparities between black and white people who wind up on death row.
Wait. Before we get into this, why does this always go back to color? Because I don't even know who people are that are on death row. I don't know if they're white. I don't know if they're black. I don't know what they are. Why is this always a color thing? And why is this not a crime thing? When did we start looking at death row inmates, the people that have created or committed some of the most egregious crimes on humanity, and when did we start separating them based off of black and white? If you're talking about drug crimes, you can make a case for that. If you're talking about, you know, white collar crime, you can make a case for that. You can have that discussion, and you can start talking about it. How did this become a color issue when it came to commuting the sentences of death row inmates? That's crazy to me. That is insane to me.
Even the public support for the death penalty has waned. So I think that what President Biden did was exactly right. It's interesting. He was actually a prime sponsor of the 1994 crime bill, which led to additional federal death penalties. So what's interesting is that the facts have moved him, and as they should all of us.
Jeff, I know you've made the point, too, that no one has actually been released from prison because of these commutations and these pardons from President Biden. Those who were pardoned were, had already been released, essentially. Do you anticipate, because he can, that he will go farther in the final weeks of his presidency?
Biden's his record is
are an anomaly in our constitutional system because there are no checks and balances. It's just what the president wants, and you learn a lot about presidents through their pardons.
How many of y'all actually think that the commuting of sentences, these commuting of sentences, possibly come from, or even pardons for that matter, that a lot of pardons or commuting of sentences could come from big money that's being thrown in certain ways? I don't think that it's beyond the realm of possibility. I believe that this whole migrant crisis was a way to continue to launder money. Personally, I can't prove it. That's just my personal opinion. I believe that the migrant crisis, that what we see coming over in our borders, I believe that a lot of what we see happening in politics today is the laundering of money. Personally, you cannot convince me that one way or another, you can't convince me that they're letting people over here that ultimately torch people on subways and that they're just letting them through and there's no financial incentive that comes along with it. No way in hell. I believe that almost everything you see that happens on a high level, guns, drugs, all of that, I believe that most of it is some form of money laundering. Now, these sentences in particular, I can't speak to, but I can't just dismiss the theories of people that then say this, because why would Biden do this?
With Biden, there are very contradictory elements. He is a serious Catholic. The Catholic Church is opposed to the death penalty. One tip-off that he was going to issue these commutations is he's going to see the Pope next month, and the Pope has urged him to do that. However, he is also part of a generation of Democrats that really wanted to be tough on crime. He was a sponsor of the crime bill under Bill Clinton, which expanded the death penalty, made it harder to challenge death penalty convictions. And he is reluctant to let anyone out of prison. He commuted 1,500 sentences a couple weeks ago. They were all already out of prison. These 37 are never leaving prison. So he has not actually let anyone out of prison yet. And I don't know, as going forward, whether he's going to do that. He has hundreds of Justice Department approved pardon recommendations on his desk. I don't know if he'll sign them.
Yeah, what he'll choose to do with those. In his statement today, he wrote, "In good conscience, I cannot stand back and let a new administration resume executions that I halted." Judge Gardner, what are your concerns when it comes to President-elect Trump's policy toward executions?
Well, we know the last time that there were, I think it was 13 executions, which his orders had hastened. And
somebody said, how is it money laundering? All right, do y'all understand how money moves? And I'll give you a small example, right? And I'm not saying that this is true, but let's just explore it for the sake of conversation. Kamala Harris raised over $1.5 billion, right? over $1.5 billion. Over 4 to 5 million people gave on average over $57 to the Kamala Harris campaign. Several different people was able to see a lot of that money go directly into their pockets by then creating companies and saying that we're a media organization that is advocating for and running ads to your people. I'll give you an example. Let's take Roland Martin. He was pissed and he was saying that he should have got more than $350,000 to his media company. Al Sharpton allegedly got over $500,000. Now, let me ask this question to y'all. How much of an impact do you think that Al Sharpton had to be able to warrant $500,000 in donations and advertising from the Kamala Harris campaign that would impact this election? Let's go a step further. A lot of the people that then benefited from this, directly benefited from this, were frat brothers, frat sisters, and a part of the Divine Nine. Grew up with this person. Let's take it a step further. How then would this affect you in future business, and more importantly, your ability to be able to give kickbacks, not necessarily directly, but indirectly in a lot of different ways, but also you can justify using somebody else's money in order to achieve more power, which then elevates you to a status that allows for you to be more successful financially. When you start to follow how money moves, right? One of the things that people were criticizing Hunter Biden for was his dealings with China and Ukraine. We just so happen to see a war over in Ukraine. So if, hypothetically speaking, your people is in a position of power, which we then call Democrats the war machine, but then you own a company that then directly benefits from the federal government sponsoring, in my opinion, sponsoring wars that we shouldn't be in. And we always asking the question, well, why are migrants coming over here? Why is this happening? Why is that happening? And then you then are able to benefit directly or indirectly from it, whether it's a company that you own or a manufacturer or a stock that you hold or whatever, which is one of the reasons why they're trying to ban trading within Congress. How does that not directly and indirectly affect you when you are one of the decision makers of what happens with legislation and finances inside of the United States of America? Let's continue.
We know that among that group were people with intellectual...
Allegedly. This is all just theory to try to substantiate why people believe the way that they believe. This is not to say that this is facts.
Disabilities. We know among that group, one woman in particular who had been suffered extraordinary abuse.
I do agree with that, Slimmy. I don't believe that all. That's where me and you disagree with. You said that you believe that every single last politician is compromised. I do not believe that all. I believe that most are. I believe that most human beings are compromised. I believe that most people, let alone politicians, are compromised.
I mean, these were executions that were done with, in my view, unseemly haste to get them through. And given the kinds of problems with the death penalty, it should give all of us pause. We know that the death penalty is not a meaningful deterrent. The concerns for victims, which are very important, are oftentimes exacerbated by death penalty prosecutions, which last years and years and years. In the Boston bomber case, for example, one of the victims, the family of one of the victims, urged the court to, in fact, allow him to plead guilty to life without parole so it could be over. So I would be very troubled by another sort of rush to kill people, which is really what these executions are.
I'm going to go over and I'm going to get the conservative side because they're saying that the families of the victims are absolutely outraged at the fact that these people, sentences were commuted, and taxpayer. Here's the other side of it. Taxpayers are the ones that foot the bill. What's going on? You need help? Taxpayers are the ones that foot the bill. We are the ones that continue to feed these inmates and these prisoners to the tune of, depending on where you at, between $50,000 and $100,000 a year per prisoner. And that taxpayer dollar is going to continue to house you. In addition to whatever crime that you committed that you then have like 20 years to appeal before you eventually get your sentence commuted. This is what the families are saying, y'all.
Joe Biden commuted the death sentences of 37 death row inmates
just 2 days before the families of their victims gather for Christmas. Biden defending his move, explaining, quote, "I condemn these murderers and grieve for the victims of their despicable acts, but guided by my conscience and my experience, I am more convinced than ever that we must stop the use of the death penalty."
How many people actually think that Biden is writing his own statements or even giving his own thoughts?
Joining us now are Heather Turner, Katie Jenkins, and Danny Major, the daughters and husband of Donna Major, who was murdered back in 2017 in a bank robbery by a career criminal whose sentence was just commuted by President Biden. I'm sorry to be talking to all three of you under these circumstances. I cannot even put myself in your position to know how difficult this would be any week, but especially Christmas week. Heather, what was your reaction when you heard the news?
Anger, absolute anger. We were told from our prosecution team on Sunday afternoon. I was actually gathered with my in-laws for our family Christmas. My sister was gathered with her in-laws, and we got the call, and I was angry. I'm still angry. I am upset that this is even happening, that one man can make this decision without even talking to the victims, without any regard for what we've been through, what we're going through. I'm completely hurt, frustrated, and angry.
So, Heather, nobody gave you a heads up that this was coming from the White House?
So in May, we heard that this was a possibility. And at that point, we began writing letters to the pardon attorney. I reached out requesting an in-person meeting in DC, and we were refused. They denied our right to have our voices heard. That we're victims. My mother was murdered at the hands of Brandon Hansel. They should have heard our story, and all we got was a 10-minute virtual conference. And clearly that fell on deaf ears. They did not want to hear our story.
Danny, Joe Biden or whoever made this decision, because it is entirely unclear whether this came from him directly or his people. He's showing mercy to your wife's killer. Was your wife shown any mercy?
She was shown no mercy at all. This man walked into the bank, never said 2 words to her, shot her 3 times in total. Went and shot her coworker, Katie Skeen, as well, who was totally defenseless and unaware that anything was happening.
That's crazy.
It's just beyond me that
crazy.
I can't even believe that this has actually happened. A commuting of sentences like this of 37 victims, all but 3, which was certainly a political scheme. Undoubtedly. Joe Biden was also told by the Pope that he should stop these executions. Now, what the Pope has to do with anything in this country, I don't know. But Joe Biden certainly has no convictions. He's a senile old man. He couldn't tie his shoes, I wouldn't think, if you could see him in person. It's absolutely disgusting.
Well, continuing his MO of the past 4 years, he bent to the far left, whether it is this far left Pope, which many Catholics have said about this Pope, or members of his own party. He has bent the knee to the left wing of the Democrats, and that includes squad member Congresswoman Ayanna Pressley, who said this to the news. Listen.
The death penalty has not been proven to be a deterrent of crime. State-sanctioned murder is not justice. And today, what President Biden did demonstrated moral leadership, compassionate leadership, informed by his own faith. It has had a disparate impact on low-income people, Black people, and other marginalized.
See, this is where you lose people, because the reason why it's difficult for me to really have an opinion on this prior to doing more research, and I pride myself in being very well versed, and I also would have to do some research even within my own faith to have this conversation authentically, because there's some things that I'm very confident in speaking about, but this is one of them that I'm conflicted, because I do believe that justice needs to be served. And then at the same time, I'm not sure what justice actually looks like. But it's hard for me to even have this type of opinion that this woman having in front of them. And it's disrespectful because she's never been through and experienced something like the people whose families are affected by these death row inmates that's being commuted. Your mother, your wife, I couldn't imagine. You know what? I'm not even sure that my faith will play a role in it, because I'm gonna just tell you, sometimes there are some instances where you just react and everybody going. Everybody got to go. I'm probably not, I'm going to call the police to meet me there, but I'm going to get there before the police do, because I got to get you. I got to get you. I got to get to you. Listen, you do something that's some of the most evil, hateful, wildest crimes that's ever, I got to get you. I see red. I'm going to ask God for forgiveness after I get to you. I got to ask God for, I'm going to hope and pray that I ask, that God just see my heart and that I can make up for it at some point, and hopefully the good outweigh the bad by the time that I die, because I got to get you. I got to get you. And for her to just be speaking this matter of fact without taking into consideration how families are affected when people are doing some of the most hateful, evil crimes. I mean, listen, there's people that's out here doing some of the worst, nasty things and then being serial killers when it comes to children. There's people that's out here basically doing some of the most evil, nasty things, and they have no regard for human life. And for her to be sitting here standing on this social justice warrior, identity politics, disproportionately affect communities of color, man, take that junk and stuff it where the sun don't. Nobody care about that. Get out of here with that nonsense. How can somebody speak so matter of fact about an issue that's not affecting them? You see what I'm saying? I could speak from the lens of a person that was poor because I was poor at some point in my lifetime, and I understand how poor people think. I know why people go out and take bad loans and stuff like that, which is one of the reasons I try to incentivize people to do something better, because I can speak from that lens. I understand the language of broke. You can't speak on something that you're not familiar with so matter of fact. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's disrespectful to not even take into consideration how the families are affected.
A person's.
Katie, when Ayanna Pressley refers to compassion, what is your response to the Congresswoman?
Compassion? I don't think that that's compassion. The fact that he didn't talk to any of us, the victims of this crime, we trusted the judicial system. We sat through court. I watched my mother be murdered. I watched images of her body laying on the ground. He does not have compassion for who? A criminal? A criminal? No, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that at all.
Heather.
So that is what's happening. Biden is currently under fire. I don't think that Biden cares. Honestly, I don't think he cares. It's not anything that he's worried about. He's not worried about his legacy at this point. He's burning down the entire White House and everything that has ever come with the White House. I don't think that Biden cares. I don't think he's checking for nothing that nobody is saying. So it don't even matter. Y'all sitting here complaining. These families are sitting here whining. He wouldn't take a meeting with y'all to hear y'all out in the first place. Shout out to Mr. Guap, says, Anton, I'm about to send you a stack. Double it up and send it back. No, it has to be authentic. It can't just be, I'm going to send him some money so he can. No, we're not going to Ponzi scheme Anton. Merry Christmas, Anton, Rita, and Les. Peace and blessings. Shout out to Aaron L. Merry Christmas to you also. Rita got her high-end pajamas on. Five Brown says, AD, he commuted my cousin, Caboni Savage, from Philly, who has been on death row since 2005 for RICO charges. This is just a guilt trip from the 1994 crime bill. Interesting. Unique says, corruption is the sex trafficking on the border. Democrats want illegals for money and play both sides. Diddy Truck, shout out to DITY Truck, says save time and money on your next truck rental worldwide with Diddy Truck. Diddy Truck, YouTube, LinkedIn. I don't know what that means. I don't know if you want to name it. Did you name it Diddy Truck before Diddy started to catch those charges though? Hey, make sure y'all get y'all next truck nationwide rental from Diddy Truck. Best prices, best service, rocking out. Shout out to my people over there at Diddy Truck. Who Carrie Ferry in the building says, how come they stop reporting on all those harvested bodies found in Chicago and NYC? Every week, bodies found without organs in warehouses. Well, why would they ever want to tell you about that? Slimmy says, so then you do agree that most politicians are compromised. What up, though, bro? Salute to the bag chasers in the chat. Hope this day is in motion. Hope y'all day is in motion. After hours round 2 tonight. Hey, after hours tonight is popping, y'all. Unique says that's a conflict of interest big time. Unique also says that's why my young ninjas crash and say, go get back. Nah, we don't need none of that. Al Sharpton doesn't have the pull that he think he does, and I agree with that too, Jerry. Mr. Joe says, for the collection plate, bless you and your family. Shout out to my people holding me down. I appreciate y'all. Amen on one says, AD, you are right. Jay-Z said, we all lose when the family feuds. Shout out to y'all. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Let's continue on with the show, and we will continue to read Super Chat. So I want to get into this conversation right here. This was a conversation between the Teamsters boss and Tucker Carlson. And he was basically breaking down, and this is one of the reasons why I love post-election interviews, because we get to see what was happening behind the scenes, all of the conversations. During the election, some of the things that we were seeing was just what was on the surface, just what was reported. And one of the things that was reported was the UAW, Sean Fain, was supporting Kamala Harris and Biden, I think with ulterior motives, but that's just my opinion. But on the flip side, the Teamsters Union not only spoke at the Republican National Convention, but they also withdrew their support for the Democratic Party. And here's some of the insight behind it. I want to go over to the 30-point mark of this podcast. I think that Tucker Carlson, unlike Don Lemon, is doing a phenomenal job with his interviewing skills. But I want to get over to this really quickly. All right.
Has been a good president for us. You're out there jockeying for our support, and they want us to endorse Biden in January. All of Labor did. And I'm like, no, we're not doing that. We've got to talk to our members. We're going to make sure where our members are at. So we go through this whole winter getting pressure from, people in the Democratic Party, and we stayed the course. Nope, we're not. We want to interview the candidates, which we've never done before. And we asked every single candidate in January or December to come in and meet with us. The first person to respond was Donald Trump. I'll be in there, definitely, without a doubt. And all these other candidates, RFK right away, Asa Hutchinson, Cornel West, all of them, they came right in. Same format, same questioning like we talked about earlier. And the struggle was getting Biden in here. He didn't like the fact that Trump committed early, or the Democrats didn't like that he committed early. So long story short, we go through this whole process, and we have Biden in there, and, you could just clearly tell he was, not the man he was. And it was kind of sad, because it's sad because you look at it and I think generally, a nice older man, nice older gentleman, right? And what they were doing to him, the Democratic Party, it would kind of look like elderly abuse to me.
Yes.
Everybody knows what the whole world knew, but they tried to sit here and play in front of our faces and act like Biden was competent, that he is competent today. Everybody is now coming out and saying, listen, we knew that Biden had no faculties and that he does not have the ability to make a smart decision for himself. But which again, it just tells us who is the person that's making the decisions in the White House right now. Who is the person that's controlling what's going on in the White House? Who is the person that is controlling what's going on in the White House? And everybody, all of the people that as the big bosses that's behind the scenes can tell you, when they now coming out and saying, listen, all right, man, it was elderly abuse. And they was sending this guy up as a prop, and he wasn't really the person that should have been president of the United States of America, and he wasn't competent.
And, we knew we weren't going to go with him. And then after the first debate.
Wait, but so in your meeting with him, it was obvious that he wasn't.
It was. So we give 16 questions 2 weeks in advance, the same 16 questions to each candidate. So, RFK answered all 16 questions. Probably most of them didn't answer them how we would like them to answer them, but they answered them. Joe Biden came in and he answered 5 of them. Donald Trump answered all 16. And then when Biden drops out of the race, but prior to Biden dropping out of the race, he's in the race around June or May. One of my vice presidents, a woman named Joan Corey out of my local, she sits on our general executive.
Before he get into this part of the story, let me just say this one. I want to continue to have a conversation with y'all about humility. And the reason that I want to have that conversation is because the entire election and prior to Trump becoming president-elect, They tried to paint him as a person that is so disconnected from reality, and he wouldn't answer the questions, and he don't talk to the little guy, and you don't have no access to him. But I will tell you personally that that is anything from the farthest thing from the truth. That is anything from the farthest thing from the truth. If a person like me that is from Detroit, Michigan, born and raised, if I can ascend to a space to where at some point I get access to and I can reach out and have a conversation with the President of the United States of America, you got to miss me with that. You got to miss me with that. I couldn't get in touch with or even have a representative from the Democratic Party, let alone Kamala Harris or Joe Biden, to ever even give me a chance to even say 2 words. They didn't want to hear nothing. They don't want to talk. They don't want to kick it. I will say that this party is probably the current state of the party is probably the most arrogant I've ever seen in my entire life. The most arrogant I have ever seen in my entire life. But that is one of the ways in which they say pride comes before fall. But let's get into what he is about to say.
Board was at an event with Vice President Harris. And, they're going through the line to get the picture. And Joan introduces herself to Vice President Harris, says, "I'm Joan Corey. I'm on the General Executive Board for the Teamsters." She goes, "Teamsters? You better get on board. You better get on board. Better get on board soon." Says it to my vice president.
To her face?
To her face. So she comes back. We have the meeting the next day.
Damn.
And she tells me this.
I thought I was arrogant. That's really arrogant.
So she tells me this. So I call up Marty Walsh. He wasn't the Secretary of Labor, but, he was pushing hard for us to make the endorsement. I'm like, let me ask you a question, Marty. Excuse my French. Who does this fucking lady think she is? Like, if I want to support from any organization, I am not going to point my finger in someone's face and say, you better get on board or else. But that's the attitude of this whole party.
And they tried to paint Trump as the arrogant one. They tried to paint Trump as the arrogant one. If y'all think that this whole charade that Kamala Harris is trying to keep up of, oh my God, it's just me and Dougie. Man, look, bro, you can't convince me that she is not. If she ain't a black woman by genealogy and blood and heritage, she absolutely, positively is one. But when it comes to that attitude, and that's not saying that all black women got bad attitudes, but I'm just going to tell you, the way that he is describing her is probably a more accurate reflection of who she is in real life and all of that. My Dougie. Believe it if you want to. Believe it if you want to. The real her is really who she is behind the scenes. All of that Dougie. Teach me how to Dougie. Teach none of that. None of that. None of that. Kamala Harris is just like your local TikToker. You know that woman that say, I can't deal with these men. We need to date out. And Dougie was the fool. Dougie was the one that caught the L. I guarantee you that who she presents herself to be with all of them teeth is way different. And he's confirming it. They telling you who she was behind the scenes. Before they even, hey, hi, how you doing? I'm such and such. Part of the executive committee board with the Teamsters. Y'all better get on board. You better get on board. Don't let me tell you again. Don't let me have this conversation with you again. And she up there sitting up there. I love my small business owners. I love people that love their lawns. I love you. You love me. We're a happy family. She hitting us with all of that. Man, nobody. And I mean nobody. This is why. Black women, 91%, 92%, 93% voter turnout rate. Black men, 78%, 79%, 80% voter turnout rate. This is why y'all keep ending up in family court, because you ain't praying for discernment. Because you can't tell the difference between a chameleon if it's right in front of your face. She showed you who she is. She's been showing you who she is her whole career. She went from Montel Williams to Dougie, and you can't see it. And y'all keep talking about all of these women as chameleons. You couldn't notice one if it was right in front of your face. You still voted for her. You voted for her. You voted for her. So don't tell me you have the ability to pick a wife. I don't want to hear from none of y'all no more. Every last one of y'all that voted for her, I don't want to hear it from you. Take your L.
So fast forward, she finally agrees to come after we were putting pressure on her, basically, because I was doing interviews all over the place saying, we haven't got invited to the DNC. They haven't accepted our invitation for her to come to a roundtable. So she comes to the roundtable. Same format, same questions. Rank and file members are asking her questions just like they asked every other candidate. And they were trying to negotiate with us. She only wants to answer 3 questions. We're like, there's 16 questions here. So she answers 3 of them. And on the 4th question, one of her operatives or one of her staff slips a note in front of me. This will be the last question. And it was 20 minutes earlier than the time that it was going to end.
Come on.
100%. And so, you're there trying to get our support. And her declaration on the way out was, I'm going to win with you or without you.
She thought that or said it out loud?
She said it out loud.
That's insane.
So
that's crazy behavior, actually, if you think about it.
It was insane behavior, which at that point in time, I knew she was going to lose. Me, that's just my unqualified opinion. I got a gut instinct, and I'm like,
well, you turned out to be right.
Someone this arrogant, forget anything else, but you put your finger in someone's face at an Emily's List event once you find out they're with the Teamsters, and you say, you better get on board or else. That's a problem. And then you come before us, you don't answer the question, you want to dictate what you're going to answer, and then you leave 20 minutes before it's over. And the one difference between all the candidates that came was that at the conclusion of all these roundtables, we had media set up. So after conclusion of meeting with Trump, I did a press conference down in the lobby of my building. Well, Donald Trump did a press conference down in the lobby of my building after he spoke. The same offer was extended to both President Biden and Vice President Harris, and they refused. So you're meeting with the biggest labor organization that you want, and you've got an opportunity for media to question you about how you felt the meeting went and what you wanted to achieve, and you don't want to speak to the media?
And let me tell you why. Because it's not even their fault. I'm going to shoot Kamala Harris some bail. It's 2 reasons why she was justified in taking this position against the labor unions and against the culture. It's 2 reasons why. All right. The first reason why is because why would they do anything differently if they already expect for you to endorse them and give you your vote? The only community, business leaders, so on and so forth, that decided that they wanted to go along with the Kamala Harris campaign because everybody started questioning how they moved. The Teamsters union, everything. The only two groups of people was the UAW, in which they members didn't agree, and the black community, which basically justifies the fact that they're going to look at you as, oh, wait a minute, who you think you are? It's the reason why Obama and Michelle Obama and everybody started calling us misogynistic or turncoats for not voting for Kamala Harris because she's a Democrat, she's a woman, and she's a black woman, according to how they was trying to market her. They expected your vote. They didn't expect to win your vote, and they didn't start to pivot on that verbiage until they started getting pushed back in the community, and then they sent y'all savior, Obama, and they sent y'all slaver, Michelle, to come and rein y'all back in. And that's why we call it the Democrat plantation. It's one of the reasons why we call it the Democrat plantation, because the expectation is for you to stay there and get your back kicked in, and for you to get no benefits of it as a result of it. They expected. What? Oh, you're not going to vote for me even though you paying my salary with your tax dollars? Okay. All right, watch when I get in. On the flip side, Trump look at everything from a business perspective. He understands the art of the deal. He understands sales. He understands people. He understands how to market himself more effectively to people. And so while he was over there doing every single thing, shaking hands, kissing babies, pulling up to the ops, not trying to control the narrative, letting people say whatever it is that they wanted to say, and dealing with them accordingly while at the same time making himself accessible to the people who he was seeking endorsements from. That is the difference between winning every single swing state and expecting people to vote for you just because you're a woman, just because you're black, or just because you profess yourself to be black, and just because they vote Democrat. There was no reason for them to expect anything other than exactly what they wanted from you. And we the only communities that gave into it and said, yep, you're right. The arrogance of you people. The arrogance of you people. Let me read some of these super chats, and then I want to go into the business side of things really quickly. Shout out to Aaron L. Aaron L. says, do you think Biden is going crazy because they played him this summer during the election? I don't think he's going crazy. I think he burning everything down to the ground. I don't think he's going crazy at all. I think he know exactly what's going on. Miss Crow T. Shetty. Shout out to Miss Crow T. Shetty. I appreciate you. Young Blood City is in the building, says Merry Christmas and happy holidays to you, and especially the Chasers. Shout out to Mr. Youngblood City. I appreciate you. Unique says, you met Trump? I did. I had an opportunity to meet him. I did. And I'm expecting, well, I don't want to get into that part. Slimmy says, not thanking no union members no more. And see, the thing that she professed versus the thing that she was saying behind the scenes was different, Slimmy. You better thank a union member. And meanwhile, she was saying, y'all better get on board. Steve Montage Official says, nah, AD, this is how a lot of women act with power. This is how a lot of women act without power. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. If y'all have not already, make sure y'all join the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. We will be live streaming, doing a makeup live stream show on Saturday because we took off Christmas, and then we going to expect to do a live stream in the Patreon either Sunday or Monday. All right? Let's get into government spending real quick, right? Rand Paul is holding the federal government accountable before Trump gets into office, and Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy can do their government efficiency thing, the Department of Government Efficiency, where they start to trim off this fat from the budget. Now, it's a lot of people that's complaining, AOC, all of the liberals, MSNBC, people on CNN, that's sitting here telling you, well, listen. They know nothing about the government. Nothing is being wasted. We need to just pass these spending bills through, and we need to just keep the status quo. Don't worry about it. Run up the federal deficit, pay this interest rate, and we good. And they try to villainize Trump and Elon Musk for saying that we need to trim the fat. And then they use the same scare tactics to try to prevent people from doing the thing that's in their best interest. But you couldn't imagine the way that they spending over $1 trillion on waste. Let me give you a few examples, and then we're going to let Rand Paul explain.
Senator Rand Paul is out with his annual Festivus report on outrageous government waste. This year, the report lists $1 trillion of taxpayer money spent on some truly bizarre pet projects.
No, he didn't say 1 million. They didn't say 1 billion. They said $1 trillion. Trillion dollars.
Like $10,000 that was given to the Bearded Ladies Cabaret to fund ice skating shows about climate change. $32,000 was spent on breakdancing. Nearly $500,000 was spent to determine if lonely rats seek out cocaine more than happy rats. Another $2 million was paid for Paraguayan border security, because who needs a secure U.S. border anyway? $12 million to fund a pickleball complex in Las
If anybody ran their business like the way the federal government run their budget, they would be under the ground.
Vegas. $20 million to air a Sesame Street spinoff about inclusion and mutual respect, not here in the U.S., but in Iraq. And $10 billion on maintaining, leasing, and furnishing almost entirely empty buildings Ghost towns on your dime. And all of this wasteful spending brings to mind this Trump tweet from 2014. He wrote, quote, "I hope we never find life on another planet, because if we do, there's no doubt that the United States will start sending them money." Hilarious tweet. Kennedy, I rarely give myself this much credit, but I am going to blow your mind away with this fact, courtesy of Google. We're talking about $1 trillion in government waste. If you were to spend $1 million every day, it would take you over 2,700 years to spend $1 trillion. That is how bloated government spending has become.
I want to go to Rand Paul, and I want to get his thoughts because he spoke on this extensively. Let's go over to Rand Paul and see what he has to say.
Joe Biden's wild spending spree exposed in Senator Rand Paul's 10th annual Festivus report, showing the more than $1 trillion in government waste. Making the list this year, of course, you got to have your Sesame Street show in Rack, a multi-million-dollar pickleball complex in Las Vegas, a drag cabaret show on ice.
A drag cabaret show on ice. A drag cabaret show on ice.
And, of course, border security for ... Paraguay. Kentucky Senator Rand Paul joins us now. Senator, this is an annual list you do. You've got a lot of problems with government people, to quote Seinfeld further. How tough is it to target and find the entries on this list?
You know, I got a lot of problems with big spenders in both parties. And here's the thing. Everywhere you look, you find more of this stuff. $1 trillion. That means we found a lot of waste. But it's everywhere. It's in all the big departments, in the Department of State. It's in NIH. It's in the National Science Foundation. And people wonder, why does it exist every year? We have this Department of Doge. Are they going to be able to get rid of it? Well, the only way to get rid of it is to spend less money. So if you give the National Science Foundation $4 billion one year, and then you increase it to $8 billion, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to understand that you're going to get more waste, not less. This has been going on since the 70s, but it has exploded. But you have to be willing to cut spending for the overall department. NIH will have more waste if you give them more money. They spent $3 million studying what kids do when they look at ads for food on Facebook.
How? How is that not money laundering? How is that not money laundering? They spent $3 million studying what kids do when they look at ads on Facebook. Seriously? Seriously. This is why y'all see so many scammers and schemers that's running around talking about getting government contracts. That's the new play. That has been the play for a long time. And I'm not saying that everybody is scheming or scamming or nothing like that, but that has been the play. Is, yo, all of the people that was talking about, hey, man, just get you a bunch of doors in real estate. This is how you finesse the game. And then they fell off, and you don't hear nobody talking about real estate no more, except for me, inside of the Bag Chasers. And then you seen a bunch of people saying, hey, man, it's about the box trucks. You need to get in the trucking. I'm about to show you how to get in the trucking and run up a bag. And then they all disappeared, except for me. And then they start talking about this and that. And now the latest play is how you can get a government grant. Get a grant for this, get a grant for that, get a grant for this, get a grant for that. Hey, man, I'm going to show you how to be a grant writer. That's the biggest play right now. That is the biggest play right now, I'm telling you, until Trump gets in office. Because everything goes away unless you legitimately are doing things that add value to the federal government. That is what my prayer is that we get rid of all of these social services that taxpayer dollars is going through, that we get rid of all of these different research things to see what kids are doing when they see a Facebook ad. Your kids shouldn't even be on Facebook. Facebook is for older folk at this point. Facebook is for older folk at this point. Ain't nobody over there on Facebook except for people that's gossiping about the same thing that they was gossiping about when they was in high school. That's the only people that's on Facebook. It's people that's gossiping from high school. If you want to go to a class reunion, go to Facebook. You ain't even got to go. Hey, man, class reunion going up. All right, so let me go see what. Oh, they still talking about the same thing they was talking about 7 years ago. I'm straight. You want to see the sentiment of the people that you're gonna run into at the class reunion? Go to. I'm gonna call it the Facebook because that's how you know. That's how you know the people is old. Yeah, man. Are you on the Facebook? I was on the Facebook the other day. Ain't even no money over there. I ain't been able to find it. They done limited the amount of money that you can make. I ain't no uploads going on Facebook unless the Facebook figure out how to pay out content creators. Until then, you ain't gonna see me on no platform unless there's some money on it. Unless there's some money on it, it ain't no platform. Facebook is Gossip Girl Central. It's men and their femininity, and it's women that's complaining about what they baby mama done did. It's people that's changing their statuses every other week because 1 week you in a relationship and next week it's complicated. It's people listen, Facebook is full of gossip girls, feminine men, and scammers that's trying to get you to buy something on Facebook Marketplace. And now some of y'all have gotten so desperate, you keep telling me about all of the women that you got, but you keep on being on Facebook dating. Yeah. You. I seen you. The same one that was in my chat, the same one that was talking tough online. You in Facebook dating marketplace. You in the Facebook marketplace on a date. You trying to meet chicks from Facebook marketplace, not even on Facebook dating. Keep on trying to sell them old shoes. Don't nobody want your little dusty shoes. Don't nobody want your shoes, dog. I see the same conversations from 5 and 6 years ago. Rita told me the other day, she said, I'm about to unfollow them. I went on there because I ain't been on there in about 3 months, and they saying the same thing that they were saying. Yeah, I ain't been on Facebook in about for the longest. Anyways, let's continue.
They had a whole bunch of kids look at ads for food on Facebook, and that was $3 million worth. I mean, hundreds of thousands of dollars to drill holes into cats' head, spin them around rapidly, and study motion sickness. Sounds more like animal cruelty than it actually sounds like an experiment, but the list goes on and on.
And that's not to mention, you have stolen COVID relief funds, $8 million. One guy from Florida did it to buy an island. You mentioned the cat. The list does go on and on. But you also alluded to this, Senator. Do you think your tradition ends this year? In other words, is this the year that DOJ eliminates the need for you to go through and make this list because they've done it over the course of the intervening 365 days?
Ultimately, it takes Congress. Congress has to get rid of the spending. DOJ can point out the spending problems and the waste the same way I've been pointing it out. But the reason it's not eliminated is they don't have the votes to get rid of the spending. So I am very hopeful that DOJ will draw attention to this the same way I've been drawing attention to it. But I'll give you an example. About a year ago, there was a chip spill, a bill to subsidize microchips, semiconductors.
Yep. And I talked about it here on the Millionaire Morning Show. And everybody said, Anton, you going too deep. I said, all right, well, we'll just keep it surface level so y'all don't want to know about the CHIPS Act.
In the United States. Well, in that bill, they doubled the size of the National Science Foundation.
Yep.
Now, the National Science Foundation is the one that's famous for doing a study on whether tequila or gin makes people more aggressive. So they fed fish, half of them tequila, and the other half of the fish gin, and they decided which made the fish more aggressive. That's the National Science Foundation. Most of the terrible, wasteful projects, the crazy stuff and experiments that are going on is National Science Foundation. In the CHIPS bill, all the Democrats and half the Republicans voted to double the size of the National Science Foundation. So why is there more waste? Because the idiots in Congress keep giving them more money.
Well, it will.
Listen, man, it's all BS. It's all nonsense. January 20th can't get here fast enough. Some people is a little scared because they think that TikTok is going away. I don't know if it's going away or not. I don't really care about TikTok, but yeah, man, it's all bad. The government is wasting y'all money. They throw a lot of this stuff inside of these bills that y'all don't read, and then they let y'all give y'all the summary view, and y'all say, yeah, we should support that. Meanwhile, they feeding fish gin and tequila. Somebody said that they got off of all social media. It's all social engineering. I have this thing in my mind that I say that if I wasn't a content creator, I wouldn't be participating on social media. I was one of the last people that I know that even got on Instagram. I was one of the last people that I know that even got on Instagram because I didn't see the value in it. Not until I could find a way for me to connect with people more effectively on YouTube or something like that did I get on Instagram and start posting. I'm not gonna be on no platform just for the sake of being on it. I got this thing in my mind that if I wasn't a content creator, then I wouldn't be in any way, shape, or form be participating on social media. I honestly believe that in my heart. Because if it ain't no money in it, or I can't figure out how to generate more revenue or something like that from it, then I could just be living in my own little world. You know what I'm saying? If y'all got Facebook, but y'all not on and you ain't got no LinkedIn profile, that's a problem. If you have Facebook, but you don't have a LinkedIn profile, that is a problem. In my opinion. If you on IG posting pictures, but you don't have a LinkedIn profile, that's a problem. And I heard a lot of y'all, hey man, listen, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I heard that it's a lot of people that's on LinkedIn trying to link up with chicks on LinkedIn now. Y'all a mess, bro. Y'all an absolute mess. Anyways, let me read some of these super chats, and then we got after hours tonight. No wonder they keep failing audits, Biden and BMF. Eric D says, Anton, Social Security, Defense, and Medicare are 70% of our budget. If Doge ain't cutting some of these programs, then it's all talk and a waste of time. I agree. I believe that you got to cut from defense. I think that you should cut from Medicare. I think that you should be cutting from a lot of these social services. 100%. I think that it's all bloated. The Department of Defense actually fails audits on a regular basis of where certain money is going. I don't disagree. Onward. Imagine Onward says, check PayPal. We in the revolutionary times. PayPal. All right, I got to, but I can't on this because the device that I'm using to stream from here is the device that I use to check PayPal. So I'm definitely going to check that out. Thank you, my friend. I called it last week. Speaker Mike Johnson will be on his way out. Byron Donalds will be the next speaker. Watch. All right, well, we're going to find out. You know, I'm going to be on top of it. We're going to talk about it. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Y'all are the greatest audience on earth. Again, remember, we are live streaming tomorrow and Saturday for the Millionaire Morning Show. Also, make sure y'all tune in to After Hours tonight. It's going to be litty. I don't like that word. It's going to be lit. I don't like that either. It's going to be, y'all should have seen the face that she gave me when I said it's going to be litty. It should be exciting, guys. That's the mature way to say it. And see how I changed when I said my prayers? When Jerry reminded me to pray, my whole demeanor and sentiment changed. This is why prayer is good. Prayer works. Prayer works. All right? I love you, Annie Marie. I love you, all of y'all. Jesse, Jerry, Mr. Guap, Robert, Dylan, Unique. Thank y'all. I love y'all. Y'all are the greatest audience on earth. And see, when I prayed, I started to rein it in. Before prayer, I was talking about pulling up next to your chick on her side of the car so that we can give her a little bit of glimpse of what it's like on the other side of the fence. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to holler at y'all later. Peace.